Bart has finally landed from London. Today is our first day and fuck knows what this is.
When's the last time that somebody asked you kind of, what do you want? And you actually had an answer to give them, and it wasn't based on what somebody else wants at all. I've been thinking a lot about this today. Currently, I'm in Mariposa, and I've been doing a lot of thinking, and among these reflections has been that, like, what do you want is a question that I think maybe I don't ask myself regularly enough.
We're going to the lake. The lake looks pretty dry, not gonna lie.
Doesn't seem very nice to swim in.
One of the things I feel like I want to work more toward is really being decisive in the things that I want. And why I want them is completely up to me. But unfortunately, what often happens, and I think a lot of people fall into this, is that, like, you go and consult what other people want to almost validate the thing that you want is okay. One thing I did realize was that, like, do you want to do X or Y? So for example, like, do you want a bootstrap or a VC? And you kind of just go with whatever's in front of you, right? Which is like, if you see a lot of bootstrapping companies, then you are like, oh, I want that because that seems cool. I don't know, but I think a lot of people don't think that deeply about this. I spend a lot of time thinking about, like, what I kind of really want out of doing a venture-backed company and what the best path forward is. The best path forward, if I don't actually manage to find a good idea, might actually to bootstrap, to continue bootstrapping, but a slightly new company and finding a new kind of like direction, which has potential to grow faster. I think these reflections are really important, but I think most people don't stop to actually think about what they want and how their actions are aligning with this in the long run. Doing a little bit of planning can go surprisingly far, number one. Number two, I think this is particularly relevant when you're at a crossroads, when you're making a decision between A or B. I suppose this is a lot less important when you're very clearly set in the path, and I think I'm at one of those crossroads right now. Like, my YouTube has been stagnant, and in large part because I haven't spoken about particularly interesting things, because the only thing I've been able to record is myself being confused and questioning practically everything, right? And so I go in circles and I bump around, and I haven't, like, I've been stuck in what's called a doldrum in nautical terms. For whatever reason, I know that word. It's basically like in an ocean when you have like these circular currents where, like, if you're a stranded boat or something, you can just get caught going in this circle. You take a while to get out of it. The past little while has been a little bit like that for me. And so one of the useful reflections is really thinking carefully about, like, hold on, so what do I actually want? Why do I want it? Why did I take this turn into VC and stuff like that? It was because I wanted to learn and I wanted adventure and I wanted to put myself in a position to eventually also earn more. Like, realistically, I wanted to involve myself in this kind of like bigger ecosystem. In VC, you play with a lot more money. Granted, it's also very, very risky. And so, like, if I find an excellent bootstrapping opportunity that can scale very, very quickly, I also would heavily consider that, right? But other than that, like, VC is generally the path that you need to take to move extremely quickly, also with an exceptionally high risk of failure. And I understand the trade-offs, I think, better than most. I have had some good reflections on that, which have been useful. Now I'm going to head to sleep. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to Yosemite, which is going to be quite fun. I'd also like to check some comets. But yeah, that's my plan. I think it's been surprisingly good to just, like, come out to a ranch for a bit and, like, breathe open air and think. That was a really good idea. I think one thing that's important is that you keep moving. Part of the importance of that is actually, like, just in terms of money. If I'm not extremely confident on raising the capital to live, then I should absolutely bootstrap and bootstrap fast, because cash also enables you to learn faster, right? So for example, like, it enables you to buy more experiences, courses, sessions, whatever it is, right? Like, it enables you to go on some trip to meet some interesting people or to do a particular conference. Like, you can't do that without money. And so if you are not able to get investment in the short term, then bootstrap and focus on cash flow positive opportunities, because you can reinvest in your own education. And that usually further improves your learning. I'm going to leave this video at that. Because I need to sleep and rest up before I think it's like 5-6 hour hike tomorrow in Yosemite, which I think will be very nice. I'll try and film some of it.